There's been a growing number of space sim games making headlines lately, but many of them seem like they require a 300-page manual, expensive joysticks, or a full-length keyboard just to perform some basic space maneuvers. What if you wanted something that offers a fully explorable solar system complete with space battles and planetary landings that's also easy to get into? That's where Starlink Battle for Atlas comes along. Check the video description for a link to the trailer. Thanks to Ubisoft for sponsoring this video and bringing me out for some hands-on time with the game, and I've got to say it actually reminds me a lot of my childhood Star Fox days. Probably because Fox McCloud and his R-Wing are actually in the game. If you're playing on the Nintendo Switch, you can get Fox McCloud as the pilot and his modular R-Wing as a ship to add to your fleet. Fox McCloud also has his own dialogue, so if you play through the game as him, it'll actually be his voice and animated character talking and reacting to everyone and everything. Basically, you can play Starlink as an open world Star Fox title if you want it. And frankly, that's actually how I was describing the game to people who were curious about it. It's basically an open world Star Fox game. Starlink brings a familiar, vibrant, and creative art style to the universe, complete with space pirates, multiple planets along with their unique biomes, alien bad guys and their own unique strengths and weaknesses, and of course, epic boss fights. And instead of being on a linear track to your objective, the game gives you the freedom to explore and choose your own missions when you want. Sure, my story mission might be telling me that I need to fly to a specific planet and explore the surface area, but there's nothing stopping me from flying into a nearby asteroid field and getting ambushed by pirates instead. Now, definitely one of the most unique things about Starlink are the modular ships and the physical toy integration. When you buy a copy of Starlink, it'll come with a physical toy ship, a pilot, and some weapons. These all plug into your controller and use in-toy chips to tell the game what ship attachments you have configured. Once you have a ship registered with your game, you also have the option to remove the physical toys and play digitally, which is useful for playing on the go or if you just want to display the ships on your shelf instead of plugging them in. Definitely cool for someone who wants an actual R-Wing toy. As for modularity, each ship has its own strengths and weaknesses. Some are fast and light, while others are slow but can absorb damage like a tank. However, if you want to build a ship that is handcrafted to your specific playstyle, you can combine parts of multiple ships to create something that might have both speed and strength. Now, I don't think that you can just use all the best parts of ships combined into one ship to make something totally better than the other ships. Everything seems to be intended as more of a side grade, but I was also surprised that in addition to just swapping out wings on a ship for wings from another ship, I could also just add on additional wings to further mess with the properties of my ship. I'd imagine this will take quite a lot of experimentation to figure it all out, but I think that's part of the fun of the game. Each pilot can also be swapped out with different ships, so if you like Star Fox, you don't have to use them in the R-Wing. They also come with their own unique super abilities that can charge up in combat and be used to devastating effect with moves such as a massive ion cannon blast from space. And then of course, swapping around ships' weapons is another big part of the game. Some enemies are more vulnerable to certain types of weapons and damages, so using something with fire damage against ice enemies helps a lot. Weapons can also create some interesting combos when used together. For example, here I'm using a gravity gun and fire shots, so I create what is basically a type of fire vortex that just chews away at the health of my enemies. I didn't get too deep into the combos available during my play session, but I could tell that each combination of weapons seems to offer some unique abilities. There are also items that you will earn from completing missions and tasks that you can use to upgrade your ship and improve overall combat performance. Despite my limited time with Starlink, it was a nice change of pace from the overly complicated space sims, and it satiated my desire for an open world game with a light and inviting world design. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised, and I'll certainly be keeping an eye out for this game when it releases in October on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. Again, this video is sponsored by Ubisoft. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.